So we know that how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being Lord Krishna himself, knows unlimited ways of explaining the Atma Varamavas. And previous to this also, the greatest of the Mayavadi uh, philosopher and Vedantist was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And to him, he was the greatest of the scholar, and they had a debate with during the Atmaram hours, and by the munificent explanations of on the Atmaram hours by Lord Chaitanya, completely Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was overwhelmed, and that was also one of the main reason that he becomes a devotee, because he actually understands that it's only the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can derive these kind of meanings from this particular verse. So on that basis, we know that how Sanatana Goswami again puts across to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give the various meanings of the how the Atmarama verse can be understood. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being humility personified, says that I do not remember what I had spoken with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Nonetheless, by your association, whatever comes to my mind, I'll just speak. So he gives all credits to Sanatana Goswami, although Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that was the humility personification of Lord Chaitanya. And then so the Atmarama words, so we have gone through the so many different explanations, how many detailed explanations with the single word in Sanskrit, also with one word of addition and deletion, it gives to some so many permutations and combinations, and that many kind of explanations. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a discussion between when Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami, so many kinds of meanings are revealed on the Atmarama verse. So essentially, how it becomes is the Atmarama Muni, the one is the main essential point comes is that he is most of them is a mental speculator, in the sense who is he's highest in the yogic ladder, in the highest in the yogic ladder, and so he can envision the presence of the Supreme Lord within his heart, and then he meditates on that, on the different features of the Supreme Lord within his heart, and that is the way, and he controls his breathing, and that is the way he can achieve liberation. So but such kind of a personality, see now, although he has such kind of personality and such kind of strength of austerity, tapascharya and all, to achieve pure devotional service, he has to be in the association of the devotees. So when such kind of a personality comes in devotional, in the association of the devotees, he can purify himself by engaging himself in the different devotional aspects or devotional service of the Supreme Lord. So essentially, it is how it is highlighted is the service to the Supreme Lord, devotional service to the Supreme Lord has the highest, topmost ranking in whatever perspective we consider. And how much ever we remember and are grateful to Srila Prabhupada, it is not sufficient, because that which is not reachable even to apparently to the Atmarama Muni, and we know his characteristics and what is kind of austerity he performs, what kind of tapascharya he performs, and what is kind of steady mind he has, how much he is focused, that kind of, for that kind of personality also, devotion service is something he needs to still achieve. And that top realm of perfection, Srila Prabhupada has given to unqualified, utterly unqualified people like us. So we have been given the access for devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which stands high compared to anything else. So how much we need to consider it, and how much we need to understand it, that what is the kind of good fortune we are having. And even though when we are performing our devotional service, because by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have so many centers, we have so many temples, and then so much of service is required, and we get opportunities also here and there sometimes to do that time, how much we need to remain focused about it, remain grateful on that concept, on that aspect, because that is something which is very rare. And even the demigods, even the devan devatas are looking forward for such kind of opportunities, and we have got it. Let's do it with complete focus. So that kind of mindfulness we need to have, or we can have, when we are performing whatever little devotional service we can do. That includes our regular chanting also. So even regular following our four regulative principles, or to some prescribed number of rounds when we are chanting, or attending Mangalarti, or attending Aarti, or going to temple, or serving some devotees, or eating prasadam for that matter, everything comes under the umbrella of devotional service. But the only thing, the difference is we need to remain conscious when we are performing that devotional service. That time we get the maximum benefit of whatever service we are doing. So going forward, uh, so now what we'll see is, so we have understood that that kind of a yogi who is in the top realm of that Atma Rama kind of personality, even he, when he comes in association with the devotees, he can purify himself. He can get an opportunity to perform devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So that is something he is looking forward for also. So we'll start with the verse number 166. Devotees, please raise your hand. Yes, Swati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम
Dandavad.
उदारम् उपासते या ऋषि वर्तमानसुकूर्पदृशा परिसारापादतिं हृद्याम्
Padhatim Hridayam.
पद्धतिं
Parisara Padhatim Hridayam. Arunayoda. Yes. Yes, Mataji.
हृद्याम् आरुण्योदहारम् तथा उगाद् अनन्तथवधामा श्रिया परमां पुनरिह यत्समेत्यना पठन्ति कृतन्तमुखे.
Yes.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada teaches. Those who follow the path of great saintly mystic yogis take to the yogic gymnastic process and begin worshipping from the abdomen, where it is said that Brahman is located. Such people are called uh, Sar- Sarkaraksha, which means that they are situated in the gross bodily conception. There are also followers of Rishi known as Aruna. Following this path, they observe the activities of the arteries. Thus, they gradually raise to the heart, where subtle Brahman Paramatma is situated. They then worship him, O unlimited Ananta. Better than these persons are the mystic yogis who worship you from the top of their heads. Beginning with the abdomen and proceeding through the heart, they reach the top of the head and pass through the Brahma Randra, the hole at the top of the skull. Thus, these yogis attain perfectional platform and do not enter the cycle of birth and death. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.87.18. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So here it is told that so here it is told that how that particular yogi is capable of controlling his breath. That is the different chakras we say, no? The different chakras that is from the abdominal region, then air get passed through, and then he is able to go it through the skull and leave it. So that kind of, but still it is situated in gross bodily conception is what is told here that way. Nonetheless, it is not ordinary. We should understand it is not ordinary, and that is the way. But the one thing we can understand, it is not ordinary, but it is very 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 difficult, and so for us we cannot follow it. For us it always remains a theory. Even to simply understand that what he is doing is very very difficult for us. So for us practically what comes is only devotional service, and what Srila Prabhupada has given us, we can get that. Because for us, we are also looking forward to break the cycle of birth and death. That is the goal. That is the goal. That is, we all want to enter into the divine pastimes of at Goloka Vrindavana, be with eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. All those aspirations we all have. Basically, what Prabhupada says is, we come back in this life again. We will have to come back in this life, whatever karma we do. But when we serve the Lord, when we are performing devotional service to the Lord, we break the cycle of birth and death. That is what the Prabhupada has told in his purpose in the Bhagavad Gita also. So this yogi, after performing all the tedious tasks, he achieves that he does not enter the cycle of birth and death again. But if we to get that result, For us, it becomes humanly impossible to follow this particular yoga. So for us, it is Srila Prabhupada who has given us the most potent way and most something practical way to achieve, and that is the way we can also break through the cycle of birth and death. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
एको कृष्ण गुण कृष्ण महामुनि हना हया अहै तुकी भक्ति करे निर्ग्रंथ हया. Translation wise, Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Being attracted by the transcendental qualities of Krishna, such yogis become great saints. At that time, not being hampered by the yogic process, they engage in unalloyed devotional service. Thank you, Mataji.
So such people, means they have that kind of power to break the cycle of birth and death. But when they get attracted by the transcendental qualities of Krishna, they become great saints. They become great devotees, and they engage in unalloyed devotional service. That is what we were talking. That after all that, they engage in the devotional service, which Srila Prabhupada has already given to us. Padma Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. आत्मा शब्दे यत्न कहे यत्न करिया मुना योपी कृष्णा भजे गुना कृष्ण हना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Atma also means endeavor. Being attracted by Krishna's transcendental qualities, some saints make a great endeavor to come to the point of rendering service to him. Thank you, Mataji.
So performing devotional service. Next, Krishnamurti Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी.
Dandavats Pranam Prabhuji.
तस्यैव हेतोः प्रयतेत कोविदो न लभ्यते यद् ब्राह्मणातं
Brahmatam uparyada.
उपर्य आदः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवद् अन्यतः सुखं कलेन सर्वत्र गभीर रामसा. Mataji, I am not up to the mark, sorry.
No problem. I am also not up to the mark, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki Jai. Thus, transcendental position cannot be attained by wandering up and down from Brahmaloka and Satyaloka to Patalaloka. If one is actually intelligent and learned, he should endeavor for that rare transcendental position. By the force of time, one attains whatever material happiness is available within the 14 worlds, just as one attains distress in due course of time. But since spiritual consciousness is not attained in this way, one should try for it. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki Jai. This verse was spoken by Narada Muni in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.18. Narada Muni was speaking to Vyasadeva, who was morose even after he had compiled all the Vedic literatures. In this connection, Narada Muni advised Srila Vyasadeva to try to attain devotional service and nothing else. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So very beautiful it is. So what has been, many points have been covered here. One thing is very main highlighting point is we don't have to consciously endeavor for happiness. See, even in our life, even we may be settled, some will happy, some days are good. Suddenly one dukkha will come, something, one misery will come, something, somebody is not well, or something happens. We don't aspire for it, we don't dream about it, we don't want it, but dukkha automatically comes, suffering automatically comes. Similarly, happiness also automatically comes, but we put all our energy, or we take so much of mental anxiety to apparently get happiness. But happiness, what is destined, will come automatically, and we think that we are endeavoring for it, but if it has to come, comes automatically. But now, here what is told is that, suppose somebody is qualified and he's aspiring and is trying for some kind of higher material happiness, that is going to Swargaloka, going up to Brahmaloka also. Even after reaching Brahmaloka and Satyaloka, or coming down to Pataloka, wherever up and down we go also, but we cannot get the transcendental happiness, or we cannot get a spiritual transcendental position. It is not possible simply by going up and down throughout the 14 planetary systems. We may have that kind of capabilities, that kind of yogic siddhis we may be having, but going up and down does not help us to get a transcendental position. To get a transcendental position, to get a spiritual understanding, to for all that we need to engage in loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. That is something for which we need to aspire for. That is something which we need to endeavor for. That does not happen automatically. That is very important something. So for us, with whatever little time we have, whatever little energy we have, whatever little wealth we have, or whatever little intelligence we have, we need to work out the ways by which we can engage whatever we have in a small way or in a full way or in some way in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. That step by step, it puts us in the transcendental position. That is the only thing that we will do it in this life, and if we die in next life we will continue. That is the only thing. Whatever else we have done does not, it becomes into zero. Actually it has only zero value, nothing value. It has, we have to simply, it gets into dust actually. Only we just energy wasted so much of energy. So what Srila Prabhupada has just freely given, we have freely got it, we have not even realized it. That is something when the great yogis are also aspiring for, and they are not, they are something they want to do devotional service, and that is easily given to us by Srila Prabhupada. But that is something for which we have to spend our thought, money, or simply have to sit and work out only for performing devotional service and nothing else. And other things are automatically achieved. That is what has been told here. Okay, Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Sadharma. A minute, Mataji.
Got it.
Sadharmasyavabodhaya yesham nirbandhini matihi achirad eva sarvarthaha siddhyati esham adipsitaha. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who are eager to awaken their spiritual consciousness and who thus have unflinching, undeviated intelligence certainly attain the desired goal of life very soon. Purport. This is a quotation from the Naradiya Purana. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Next, who wants to read? Sumati Mataji will read one more.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Can see, no?
च शब्दापि अर्थे अपि अवधारणे यत्नाग्रहवीन भक्तिना जन्मया प्रेमे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word cha may be used in place of api, which gives emphasis to something. Thus, it means that without sincere endeavor in devotional service, one cannot attain love of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
So very beautiful, very important also. So devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the only way to attain Krishna Prema. If that is our goal, if that is something which we are looking forward, then it is only through devotional service we can achieve. And we have so many opportunities, because ISKCON, if you see, we have so many centers around, and we have so many temples or centers wherever in this world we are. In 1 hour maximum distance, if we travel, we will get one ISKCON center, and there will be some service. Small way, big way, in through money or through our personal and time, somewhere, something, sometime, we should try to engage ourselves in devotional service, and that will eventually give us Krishna Prema. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Sadhanugair anasangair alabhyasuchiradapi harina chaswadye deyeti vidhasa harina chaswadeyeti dvidhasa syat sudurlabha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Devotional perfection is very difficult to attain for two reasons. First, unless one is attached to Krishna, he cannot attain devotional perfection even if he renders devotional service for a long time. Second, Krishna does not easily deliver perfection in devotional service. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.6.18, Muktim dadati karhichit. Srila Sukadeva Goswami told Maharaja Parikshit that Krishna readily grants liberation but does not very readily grant perfection in devotional service. This means that Krishna wants to see that a devotee is actually sincere and serious and that he does not have ulterior motives. If this is the case, devotional service can very easily be successful. Otherwise, it is very difficult to obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This verse appears in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.35. Thank you.
Very important thing is, see, so Prabhupada says loving devotional service. It is called as loving devotional service. That is the crux. That is the catch. We may be engaged in different kind of services. Something will be there, some flower garland service or somewhere. If we just do it as a manual, definitely it has some credits because we are doing for Krishna ultimately. So we have definitely have credits, but it is a very gradual growth. But if we are doing with focus, if you are doing it very much love, if you are understanding this is something which it is very sacred, this is something garland which I am doing for that Supreme Personality of Godhead, and with love and devotion, if you're performing that little service which we are in hand, that gives us immense benefit. And only when we are thirsty for it, and when we are constantly meditating over it, that is something is our goal, that is something which we really want it, with that kind of thought and motivation, at least one life, or at least means it is not that sometime as a flashlight it just comes that, oh, I'm overwhelmed with love for Krishna, I love Krishna, Krishna, I want you, and next moment we are completely lost and everything is just negated and we are back in our regular life routine, and for next few months we forget about Krishna, and then suddenly we get that glow and that wave of Krishna prema. That is also better than someone who does not come near Krishna, but that has a very gradual growth. But when we are constantly thinking about it, something, see, now suppose we have some goal, something we want to buy something, and we are accumulating money to buy that, constantly meditation is there, even we have not bought that particular item, but constant meditation is there, constant endeavor is there, then we think that I'll collect this money for this, and then that money also I'll put, constant meditation is there. Similarly, if we should develop our situation in such a way that we have conscious thought about serving Krishna, about whatever we are doing with love for Krishna. So with that kind of endeavor only, then there is a question of what is that, devotional perfection we can achieve. One thing. Second thing is, it is not easy because Krishna does not give it so easily, because we know in that Yashoda Damodar pastime that now Yashoda Mata was his eternal devotee and who has taken the form of his mother and who is rendering service to the Supreme Lord in Vatsalya Bhava. So that they are all eternal Nitya Siddhas, they are there. There is no comparison with us. But the point is, what happens in the Damodar Lila? Yashoda Mata ties Krishna. So he becomes subservient of Krishna, and Rudantam Muhurnetna, he is crying in front of Yashoda Devi. And the gopis, they make him run around. They say, Krishna, if you want buttermilk, then you have to perform a dance for us. Then only you will get this glass of buttermilk. Now that Supreme Personality of Godhead, for him to get a glass of buttermilk, does he have to dance? But he does so because he's sold out to his devotees. So he comes to that kind of position. So it is not easy to be a lover of Krishna. because then Krishna has to listen to the devotees. So many pastimes we know that Bilvamangal Thakur, where he comes to serve him, Madhavendra Puri, he brings him with glass of milk to serve. So these are the things that Krishna does when that person is completely dedicated to him. So it is not very easy for us. So when we are given some service to perform the Supreme Lord, we have to do it with the utmost care and thought and love and dedication, because considering that as the ultimate thing which we are doing, and that attracts the mercy and love of Krishna and spiritual master. So just now who read? Sudha Mataji. Next up.
No, Mataji, I will read.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. तेषां सततयुक्तानां रजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport by Prabhupada. This is a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita 10.10. For an explanation, see Adi Lila 1.49. Thank you, ma'am.
So, see, now Krishna, although he does not give it easily, if we really want, see, those are constantly devoted to serving me, he gives them the understanding. He gives, it is not that he does not want, but he is not easily got. Simply, I just felt like today, after, oh, Krishna, I love you, and then I just do busy with my own business. Then Krishna is not, does not come. But if we are really dedicated, and constantly constant word is very important. Constant means for us Prabhupada, so at least one lifetime, even if it is not lifetime, if we whatever age we have reached now, till our death also, if we are trying hard, means constantly, means on a daily basis, on a moment basis, constantly thinking, then Krishna, he gives us the understanding with which we can go back to him. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
आत्मा शब्दे धृति का है आदि रहे रामे धैर्यवंत एव हाना कारय भजने. Translation. Another meaning of Atma is Vritti or endurance. Person who endeavors with endurance is Atma Rama. With endurance, such a person engages in devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So
Thank
this is also endurance, means with persistence, with constant. It is not that today, there, tomorrow, not that with constantly performing with consciousness, who is doing, who has that kind of patience, who has that kind of endurance when he performs. He is also called as Atmarama. So this Atmarama's various meanings are there. One of this is also this meaning, and he is continuously, consciously, he is enduring to perform devotional service in the as much as possible perfect way. So he is also, that is also a person, he is also an Atmarama. That is what has been told. Krishnamurti Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
मुनि शब्दे पक्षी भृंगा निर्ग्रंथे मूर्ख जाना कृष्णा कृपया साधु कृपया धनहर भजना. Translation basic Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki Jai. The word Muni also means bird and bumblebee. The word Nirgrantha refers to foolish people. But the mercy of Krishna, such creatures contact a sadhu, spiritual master, and thus engage in devotional service. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So so these are the different various types by which finally how a person can engage himself in devotional service. Even such creatures contact a sadhu, spiritual master, and thus engage in devotional service. And what is our bhagya? Our bhagya is really great because we are still human beings, and today we have been given this path. So how much careful we should be in actually executing whatever literal devotional service is coming in our plate. Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rayo batam bamunayo vihagabanesmin Krishne kshitam taduditam kalavenu geetam Aruhya he druma bhujan ruchira pravalan Shrinvanti milita drisho vigatanya vachaha. Translation by Divan Krishna Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear mother, in this forest, all the birds, after rising on the beautiful branches of the trees, are closing their eyes and not being attracted by any other sound, are simply listening to the vibration of Krishna's flute. Such birds must be on the same level or as great saints. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is the quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.14. This statement was made by the gopis who were lamenting in separation from Krishna and studying how the inhabitants of Vrindavana were enjoying life like saintly persons. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. See, because the gopis, we know the highest devotees are the gopis of Vrindavan whose life goal is simply to serve Krishna. They don't have any personal agenda only. There is no personal agenda for them. Their agenda is simply to serve Krishna. And they are so free from enemies. They are so selfless. They are so and look at their thoughts. They are the highest of the devotees, and but they are telling, they're glorifying the birds of Vrindavan, telling that they they are completely immersed in simply hearing Krishna's flute, and they do not have any other thought. Simply they are hearing Krishna's flute, and that is the way such birds are. So they are just great saints because they are they just want to hear Krishna's flute. Now these gopis are glorifying those birds. So what is the kind of level of their consciousness? In our system, our unfortunate position, what happens is little we are doing some service, some kind of recognition we get, we consider us as the ourselves as the topmost of the devotees, and there is a question of including the birds and beasts and thinking that they are greater than me. Even human beings and other devotees we don't want to include. So how much small way, in a very finer way, we need to uh, clean our own consciousness, because getting Krishna prema is not a very easy thing, but nonetheless it is not impossible, because Prabhupada has given us the way. But we need to very diligently, in a day-to-day basis, consciously work on our consciousness, and make our consciousness very clear for accepting devotional service by rendering service, rendering, considering the different Vaishnavas also. It is not that just it's between me and Krishna, and how we are working with the other Vaishnavas. All these things, when we are doing with a conscious attitude, simply to please Guru and Krishna, then we are definitely considered by Krishna, and we get Krishna prema. Means Krishna's mercy at least, and we can move towards Krishna prema. Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Ete linastavayoshokhilalokatitham gayanta adi purushanupatam bhajante prayo ami muni gana bhavadhiya mukya gudam vanepina jahati anagatma devam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. Oh God, fortune personified, oh good fortune personified, oh personality of Lord Krishna, all these bees are chanting about your transcendental fame, which will purify the entire universe. Indeed, they are following your path in the forest and are worshipping you. Actually, they are all saintly persons, but now they have taken the form of bees. Although you are playing like a human being, they could not forget that you are the worshipable deity. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. This is the quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 15th chapter 6th verse. Krishna and Balram were just on the verge of boyhood and were entering the forest of Vrindavana when Krishna began to offer prayers to please Balram. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Nice. Thank you.
Very beautiful. So here the gopis are glorifying the bees of Vrindavan, and they are recommending to Krishna actually. Although you are playing like human, they could not forget that you are their worshipable deity. Like that, they are glorifying the bees in front of Krishna. What is the kind of consciousness they have? Very, very, very exemplary consciousness they have, that they, although they are the most selfless and they are ready to do anything for Krishna, they are glorifying the bees, telling that they are constantly engaged in your service. That is the wonderful consciousness of a advanced devotee actually. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
शरीरै सह Saharasa Hamsa Vigam
Rasi Sarasa Hamsa Vihangas Char. They're the different words,
Sarasi
Mataji.
Sarasi Sarasam Savihanga Charugita Hritachetasa Harim Upasate Te Yata Chitta Hansatmitlita Drishodrita Munai
Oh no. Yeah.
Munai, sorry. All the cranes and swans in the water are being enchanted by the melodious sound of Krishna's flute. They have approached and were worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full attention. Alas, they are closing their eyes and becoming completely silent. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.35.11. In the day Krishna went to the forest of Vrindavana, and at that time the gopis, being morose due to the separation from him, were lamenting in this way. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
So what happens is this is the Gopi Geet. Gopi Geet is, we know, on the particular day of the Rasa Purnima, Krishna plays his flute, and gopis, wherever they are, however they are, whatever they were doing, they just simply leave and they just rush. Everybody rush towards the place where that sound was coming from, and everybody were simply they just go. They just don't think anything. Just leave and they just go, and that is the kind of consciousness they have, and they all rush towards Krishna. And somewhere, and Krishna, how he performs the pastime is he dances with every gopi. So many uncountable gopis were there, and how he manifests himself is each gopi, they were playing one on one with Krishna. So Krishna himself manifested into unlimited forms, and every gopi was thinking that Krishna was just with me. And that kind of a little kind of a, we cannot call it as a pride, but they all felt that Krishna is just with me. And Krishna, he does not encourage any such kind of thoughts, and immediately for some time he just goes away. And suddenly everybody felt that Krishna is not with them anymore, and they started, they all see, they did not get because of you, because of him, me, or he did not think, see, we have come all the way, we left everything and came, and now what did you do, simply just left? No, immediately they are like, oh, we have not sufficiently served Krishna. And they all are very still friends, they all want Krishna, they all are still friends, they all started glorifying, talking about the different pastimes of Krishna, relishing the different pastimes. And they were talking about how other devotees are so great, that they are so much better than us. And in that series they are talking about the cranes, the swans, who are enchanted by the melodious Krishna's flute, and they how they are so much great, and how they have got Krishna's association, how we are bereft of Krishna's association, how unfortunate we are. That is the kind of consciousness they are going, and in some so much of Vipralam, so much of separation, they are consciously, constantly searching for Krishna in the forest of Vrindavan. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Kirata Munandra Pulinda Pukasha Abhirashtumbha Yavana Kashadaya Yenye च पापायदुपाश्रयाश्रया शुद्ध्यन्ति तस्मै प्रभविष्णवे नमः. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada की जय. Kiratas, Hunas, Andras, Pulindas, Ukashas, Abhiras, Shumbhas, Yavanas, and members of the Kasharis, and even others who are addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18. This verse was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami when Parikshit Maharaj asked him for a description of the creation. While offering obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sukadeva Goswami describe the unlimited potencies of Lord Vishnu who can purify the low-born creatures mentioned here. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Here, the glory of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is explained that anybody who has come up from any of these backgrounds, apparently not Brahmana background or not a higher caste background, any of these backgrounds are also by rendering devotional service can achieve perfection. That is the glory of Lord Krishna. Next, Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Kimbadrita Sate Nija Purna Thadi. Sorry. Oh, Mataji, what is this meter? Kimbadrita Sate Nija Purna Thadi Jnana Kaya Dukha Dukha Bhave Uttama Prapti Maha Purna Haya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The word Driti is also used when one is fully perfect in knowledge. When, due to having obtained the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of God Krishna, one has no material miseries, he attained Maha Purna, the highest level of perfection. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
So, point is in that Atmarama verse, every word has multiple meanings, and in each word, the different meanings. What is the perfection of that understanding? That is what is happening in these verses. So now Dhriti had a different meaning that time. Now it is also means that it's perfect in knowledge. That is one when he through his understanding in devotional service and has he consciously thinks of no material attachment and finally ends up with no material miseries, he attains Mahapurna, the highest level of perfection. Point is, no material miseries means he is not have material attachments. Only when we don't have material attachments, we don't get material miseries. When we have attachments, automatically there is misery because in this world nothing remains stable. Something what we have, we'll lose it. People, persons, happiness, situations, or money, or wealth, or everything. Whatever we have, we'll end up losing it. So it gives us misery. Only when there is no material attachment, then there is a question of no material misery. So using his intelligence, he has given up material attachments and now he has ended up with no material miseries. That person is very great. Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Dhiti syat purnata jnana dukkha bhavotamadviti dukkha bhavotamadvit maptibhihi apraptathita nashtharta nabi samshodhanadikrit. Hare Krishna. Translation by Zivan Krish Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dhriti is the fullness felt due to the absence of misery and the attainment of knowledge of the Supreme Lord and pure love for him. The lamentation that accrues from not obtaining a goal or from losing something already attained does not affect this completeness. Perfect. This verse is found in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.4.144. Thank you,
That
Mataji.
is again the completeness of that means understanding that one who is completely actually full, anything that happens externally does not affect him, does not affect his consciousness, does not affect his love for Krishna. So does not affect his completeness. So that Dhriti word, what does it mean and how it is referred in different scriptures has been told here by Kaviraj Goswami. Padma Mataji.
Mataji, actually, I didn't understand the meaning of Dhriti. Means what, Mataji? Sorry for interrupting.
No, that is what they have told you. They have means Dhriti word has many meanings. One of the meaning is one who is in complete knowledge. And because of being in complete knowledge, he has no more material miseries. So complete knowledge and no more material misery means how can means through his understanding, through his knowledge, he has given up material attachments. So because of that, there are no more material miseries. Then his consciousness is completely focused in serving Krishna only. And so he means he attains a complete fullness. We all have some kind of vacancy. We have vacantness or means kind of shallow or so there is it's not full, we are not full
Emptiness.
in our happiness.
Okay.
Emptiness, exactly, emptiness is there. So that kind of person who is completely liberated, who has that kind of understanding, he is not attached anything of this material world. He is only fixed in his transcendental service or transcendental goal. So he is always full. The external things does not affect him, and our external situation does not hamper to that completeness. So that is
Like
also
a
one
dhira.
of the meaning of Dhriti.
Like dhira, Mataji.
Something like that. Something.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Krishna Bhakta Dukkahina Vanchantarahina Krishna Prema Seva Pura Nandana Pravina
Purnananda Pravina.
Purananda Pravina
Purnananda Pravina.
Purnananda Pravina. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A devotee of Krishna is never in a miserable condition, nor does he have any desire other than to serve Krishna. He is experienced and advanced. He feels the transcendental bliss of love of Krishna and always engages in his service in full perfection. Hare Krishna
So that is
Mataji,
the point. That is only it has been continued. The same thought, same line of understanding is been continued. That is that kind of personality. His only desire is to serve Krishna. So there is no question of any material misery only for him, because nothing is connect. He does not connect himself to anything happenings of this material world. So he is constantly fixed. So whatever happiness or wickedness, anything happens in this material does not affect him. So he is constantly engaged in full perfection. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
मत्सेवया पतितं ते सालोक्यादि चतुष्टयम् नेच्छन्ति सेवया पूर्णा कूटोऽन्यत्कला विप्लुताम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. My devotees, having fulfilled their desires by serving me, do not accept the four kinds of salvation that are easily earned by each service. Why then should we accept any pleasures that are lost in the course of time? Purport. This quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.37. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So we know the different kind of liberations. We know Sarupya, Salokya, Samipya, Shashti. So where we can be closer to the Supreme Lord, we can get the form same as the Lord, we can get the opulence same as the Lord, we get the planet same of the Lord, we can merge with the Lord. All these different kinds of liberations are more easier to get. But the person who is completely focused in serving the Supreme Lord does not aspire any of this. And it is also told that one who is aspiring from Brahman realization, over a period of time they have to come back to this material world. So something that can be lost in course of time, that my devotee does not aspire at all. He is just aspiring for loving devotional service, which is constant, which is eternal, which doesn't get snatched away, and that is the highest perfection. So my devotee just aspires for that. That has been told here. That has been referred to Kaviraj Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. Rishikesha Rishtakesha Rishtakani Yasya
Rishikeshe
Stairya Gat.
Rishikani Yasya
Okay,
Stairya
sorry.
Gatani. Yeah.
Sorry. Rishikeshe Rishikani Yasya Stairya Gatani hi sa eva dhairyam apnoti samsare jiva chanchale. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this material world, all living entities are disturbed due to their flickering position. A devotee, however, is fixed in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, the master of the senses. Such a person is to be considered situated in endurance and patience. Thank you.
But again, it is glorification that how a person should endeavor with the perseverance. We should persevere for performing devotional service, or means in this venture. If we have decided that I want to perfect my life by serving like this way, in this process or in this path or in this venture, it is not going to be straight or easy or simple. So one has to perceive and look forward for that with endurance, with tolerance, with patience, and not giving up. With that kind of mental attitude, he is able to. So what he is trying to say is, those who are constantly engaged in the service of the Lord are situated in endurance and patience. That is the quality. When we, even if we want to serve constantly in this, be engaged in the service of the Lord, we need to have these kind of qualities of endurance and patience to proceed, to be successful to some way, to able to carry us forward in that particular direction. We need to develop the qualities of endurance. patience in this particular path. It's not going to be very easy like that. Chandana Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. चावधानेहापि समुच्चये धृतिमन्तहाय भजे पक्षी मूर्खाचाये. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word cha is for emphasis and the word api is used to indicate an aggregate. Thus, it is to be understood that even dull creatures, that is, birds and illiterates, can also be situated in endurance and engage in Krishna's devotional service. Thank you, Mataji.
So the Atmanama verse has the word cha, api, dhriti, all these words are there. So now Mahaprabhu is explaining the different variations in the understanding, means different ways of understanding the same thing, that the word cha, it emphasizes, and api also indicates an aggregate. So point is essentially even everyone, uh, birds, human beings, caste, creed, human beings, and in human beings various ups and downs, rich, poor, illiterate, with knowledge and with money and no money, anybody, everybody, anybody, all living entities in this entire creation, if they can also be situated in endurance and engage in Krishna's devotion service. Krishna's devotion service is not bereft for anyone. Anyone, it is not bereft. That is what the essence is here. So that is how potent Krishna's devotion service is, and how Krishna gives that opportunity to everybody. Yes, Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
आत्मा शब्दे बुद्धि कहे बुद्धि विशेष सामान्य बुद्धि युक्त यत जीव अवशेष. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Atma is also used for a particular type of intelligence. Since all living entities generally have some intelligence, more or less they are included. Hare Krishna.
So here there's another variation for the word Atma. It also means some intelligence, and everybody has some kind of intelligence. So that also means that everybody is included in this process of rendering devotional services. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
बुद्धेरामे आत्मारामा द्वैत प्रकारा पंडित मुनि घन निक्रांत मूर्खहारा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Everyone has some kind of intelligence, and one who utilizes his intelligence is called Atma Rama. There are two types of Atma Ramas. One is learned scholar and philosopher, and the other is uneducated, illiterate, foolish person. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So now the Atmarama word is being used for so many reasons. So one of also means that one who uses his intelligence in the service of Krishna. One who uses his intelligence also Atmaram. In that there are two things. One is scholar and one who is a foolish person. So many meanings are there for the word Atmaram. Uma Mataji. Quickly one or two will do and we'll close for today.
Hare Krishna
Yes.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
कृष्ण कृपाया साधु संगे रति बुद्धि पाया सब छाड़ी शुद्ध भक्ति करे कृष्ण पाया. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. By the mercy of Krishna and by the association of devotees, one increases his attraction to all intelligence for pure devotional service. Therefore, one gives up everything and engages himself at the lotus feet of Krishna and his pure devotees.
So by the association, so point is wherever we are, whatever we are, when we are in the right association of the devotees, we can use our intelligence properly for execution of perfection in perfecting ourselves in the engagement of devotion service to Supreme Lord, and that way we can achieve perfection. Anybody, so association of the right association of the devotees is the, we all started with that association of devotees, how the gyan is, whichever mystic yoga is there, whatever they are, only when they get association of the devotees, then it is possible for them to perfect their lives in devotional service. We all started with that, and we are closing it today, telling that by the mercy of Krishna and by the association of devotees, these things, so Guru, Krishna and the Vaishnavas are very important. People who are around us are very important. By their association, by their mercy, we will be able to execute the devotion service to Supreme Lord perfectly, so that we all make ourselves towards the right path, towards the breaking the cycle of birth and death towards eternal service for the Supreme Lord. Thank you very much. Granthra Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Pranam,
Mataji. Hare
Mataji.
Thank you so
Krishna.
much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji,
Thank you
here
very
the
much,
word
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Atma is referred to intelligence as well as the mind. In the previous sloka, they say, no, Atma is mind also. Atma is soul also.
No, so exactly. So the whole discussion only is the various ways of understanding.
Yeah.
So that is the whole point. The whole entire chapter is so unlimited, so many permutations, combinations of different ways by using cha and putting api and using atma and then atma with api and atma with only cha. So these various combinations, so many meanings are taken out. That is the
Yes,
whole
Mataji.
point of this discussion.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Thank you
Mataji,
so much.
one more thing.
Yes.
Mataji, even birds and animals can be delivered, Mataji, through devotional service.
Yes.
So one need not take a human form to be delivered, even birds and animals.
Can be, but we should be fortunate to be that kind of bird who are in Vrindavana working where the peacocks were able to give this one peacock feather. But today we are in a fortunate position who are able to understand. So let's make perfect our life in this lifetime only. That is the whole understanding. That is devotional service. Even they can get, but we should be fortunate. No, if we are in the become a crow in some dirty place, then we may not get access. Even though there is possibility, theoretically possibility is there, but we may not be able to, we may not be that fortunate now. So when we are fortunate, whatever position we have, let's do the best of it. That's the whole point.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji,
Only
just want to ask
animals
you one
and
thing.
birds like bee, peacock, cow, so they can deliver, I think.
Definitely. But where is that bee sitting? It is sitting in Vrindavan, or it is at least in
Yes,
association
yes.
of devotees, or somewhere in that
Yes.
corner, somewhere in the bathroom. If it is there, then it could be a little hard.
Mataji,
Still, by the mercy of
Mataji,
Krishna, it is possible.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Sorry, Radhika here. I just thought couple
Yes.
of experience I'll share. One
Yes.
is, I'd been to a Narasimha temple in
Mhm.
Madurai, and I'm noticing when they are doing the deity puja, the cat is sitting inside the place where we are not allowed to enter. Right? And the pujari says, so the pujari was saying that every time, the cat correctly comes there during that aarti. And after the aarti, it goes, they don't give prasad. This is one.
Yeah, they are all perfecting their life. Some last life Paki is there, little.
And I would have not probably believed it a year, 2 years back or a year back. But I have two cats. Both of them invariably have a very nice concept that morning they get up at 3:30. And if I get late, they will sometimes, I get up at 3:30. So sometimes if I sometimes sleep for 10 minutes, they'll come and they, try and wake me. They call Amma and wake. They don't even know. And Tulasi Aarti must actually. So that time, twice I forgot and they were coming around. So though it sounds very stupid and funny, but I've seen even if Tulasi, if the water does not come from the place where I normally wash, and I take it to another place, they will follow me as if, I am trying to throw it. Any song, any English song, my daughter has a good voice. She sings, they don't like it. The one cat will try to attack, pretend as if it's going to bite. But if there is shloka session, all that, if I'm chanting it, my horrible voice, if I'm chanting also, allowed. It will sit down. And any class when I take, any class, now also they are coming and sitting next to me. So if there is any class, whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they will sit. But if I'm doing any office work, they will get out of the room. They don't like. So how they differentiate, I am not very sure. But I've seen.
That is the Lord within their heart, Mataji. That is the Lord within their heart. They have got association of devotee like you, and they are just perfecting their life now.
And
because the whole point is completeness happens only when we perfect, when we get in association with the devotees. So they are doing it now.
And they don't take non-veg even if you give, and even if the food is down, even if you give milk, they don't take until I serve Krishna and I tell Hare Krishna, they tell Hare Krishna, and they don't tell, but they get up and then only eat. Until then, even the food is on the floor, they don't eat.
That is very, very rare, Mataji. You are very fortunate, they are very fortunate like that.
I think I am very fortunate to have two companies.
Mataji,
the other way around, I think they are devotees, they have come to help me. Some company should be there. So.
Mataji, such animals, do they get a human body in the next life?
Means we don't know. They can perfect in this lifetime also, Mataji. Exactly, we cannot work. We cannot tell that this is exactly that's going to happen, because in
Mataji, probably are they already human and who probably made some mistake and they become an animal?
Possible also, and we know that directly from the animal body also they can go back to godhead, or they can take a human birth. That also next life they may be born in some dham. We exactly cannot derive exactly how what's we cannot.
Like Bharata, they may be.
Like that
Is it
also
not,
it can
Mataji?
be. Like that also
Deer.
it can. Like
He
that
got the
also.
life of deer.
But
Hare
what
Krishna.
fortunate position we have, if we can hold on to
Yeah,
it and
sure.
endeavor it, it's our good luck.
Sorry, I digressed a bit, but I just thought I'll bring it on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mataji, I've got very good association at home.
Yeah,
Very
that is
nice.
the only association at home actually, since nobody is
Very
supporting
Yeah,
these
we
two.
don't get it, no? At home
Very
only we
nice.
have.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you, Mataji.
Very
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you very
Radhika
much.
Mataji, Radhika
Yes,
Mataji, is there with you now? Those cats are with you now?
Yes, yes, they are there with her only.
yeah, they are right now with me. One is under
Can
the
you
bed.
have a vision, Mataji? Can you have a vision?
I think one second. You can.
Yeah.
One is a little camera conscious, so it's gone into hiding.
It's okay.
Can you see or you can't?
Can't see, Mataji.
We can see now.
No, Mataji.
See that.
We
See
can't
that
see
white
Mataji.
one.
Yes,
We can't
Mataji.
see, Mataji.
Yes.
Yes,
Very nice.
yes. Yes, Mataji.
So they,
Yeah.
We got
So
cat
sweet,
darshan,
no?
super.
Right.
Jai.
and they sleep also during the
Hare
class.
Krishna.
We all sleep, but they don't sleep till the class is over.
Mataji, are we allowed to keep pets at home?
Yeah, you can.
All right, thank you very much.
Hare
Granthra
Krishna.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila
Srila
Prabhupada ki jai.
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च
Vaya vacha
पतितानां
patitanam
पावनेभ्यो
pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि
वैष्णवी की
की
जय,
जय।
श्रीला
जय
प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद की
की
जय।
जय।
माता जी
Thank you.
जय।